Hello and welcome to our video. We will be reading to you about Stories of Don Bosco. He was a saint. Go ahead, son.
Okay. His closest friend.
His closest friend.
Of all the names associated with John's years as a student, one stands out above the rest. Peter Louis Camolo. John first heard of Louis when someone remarked that a walking marvel was expected soon. This aroused his interest, and he began to look forward to meeting this unusual young man. The manner in which they did meet was dramatic. One morning, while the class was waiting for the teacher, some of the boys began to indulge in a little horseplay. Their attention finally centered on a student who was quietly studying at his desk. "Want to join us?" called out the leader to him. The boy did not move. "You hear me?" the other insisted. "Want to join us?" The boy still did not move. "Did you hear what I said? Get up on your feet." Well, when there was still no response, the leader became angry. "If you won't move of your own accord, we'll soon make you. Grab him, boys." John had been taking very little interest in the scene, but this seemed too much. "Leave him alone," he said. "Leave him alone? Sure, I'll leave him alone. After this." This meant a vicious slap across the face of the student. It was a mistake on the leader's part, and what followed was a mistake on John's part, and he afterwards admitted. His blood boiling at such treatment, he rose to his feet. Seeing him rise, the others left the victim and advanced on him. "At that moment," he says, "not finding handy either a stick or a chair, I seized one of the attackers and, using him as a club, swung him roundhouse fashion at the others. I knocked 4 of them off their feet. The others cried out for mercy and wanted me to stop, but I kept until they fled from the room. Just then, who should appear in the doorway but the teacher?" Not understanding anything except that a general fracas was taking place, he laid about him with his fists. Before he could touch me, though, however, the protest of the class stopped him long enough for him to hear how it had begun. Nothing would satisfy him then but to have me and the others involved go through the entire scene again. The general laugh that followed calmed him down, and since he thought that the guilty already had been sufficiently punished, he marveled at my strength and decided to forget the whole thing. That's one awesome teacher. The whole fight just happened. During the recess that followed, Louis introduced himself to John, who naturally was prepared to brush aside his thanks. To his surprise, he received, instead, a mild reprimand for having given his way to his anger and for having used such violence on his companions. From this reaction and from the others that he had noticed about Louis, John decided that, although Louis was a year behind him, he would make him his closest friend. Later, he describes the nature of this friendship. The one had need of the other. I stood in need of his spiritual help, and he the help of my physical strength. Because of his great timidity, he did not dare defend himself against the tougher elements in the school. On the other hand, I was to say the least, both respected and feared even by the older students for my courage and my strength. Whew. Those last words.
He was respected and feared because of his strength. So to whom much is given, much is expected. You've heard of the gentle giant.
Oh, the BFG. Big friendly giant.
Yes, big friendly giant.
Movie came out. Movie was much less good than the book.
Sí, funcionó. You see how Tai Chi can knock people down?
Because I was going to lean on your thing.
It's automatic. I must force myself sometimes so that I don't, like when people lean on me, they don't fall. It's almost the opposite of my training. Were you here to help me?
We need playing cards. Do you think Frank might have taken the playing cards that we had?
Nope.
Oh. It was right. What in the world? What did this do? Huh? Light bulb?
God bless you and those that surround you.